Hi everyone and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be cleaning my Smith and Wesson Bodyguard 380. Let's get started. The first step always in cleaning any gun is to always check and remove any ammunition that is in the gun. This is my everyday carry, so it is loaded. So I will be removing the clip and checking the barrel to make sure that it is clear and there's no hazards involved. The clip's a little dirty, so I will be cleaning it today. So I will be removing the bullets and clearing the clip for cleaning. Smith and Wesson states in the instruction manual that the gun should be first cleaned after 250 rounds have been fired through the weapon. I've probably have close to 200 rounds in there. It's probably time for a cleaning, so this will be my first cleaning ever of the gun. So bear with me as I go through it. I wanted to quickly show you this new cleaning mat that I've just purchased. It's from a company called TechMat. They make pretty cool cleaning mats for handguns and long guns. You can pick from a variety of different models. I ended up just going with this M&P exploded drawing. So we're going to get started with this disassembly of this gun. First, you want to locate that takedown pin. It usually sits at the 3 o'clock position, and you're going to want to rotate it down to the 6 o'clock position. So as you can see, I had a little bit of trouble getting this pin to release. I still don't really have long nails, and it was a little bit tough to get my fingernail underneath that pin just to slide it out. It is kind of like a spring-loaded mechanism underneath it, so it's a little bit tough to come out. I just had to work it a couple times and just kind of get the feel for it, and it did eventually pop out, as you can see. So as you can see, after working it, I finally was able to pry it loose. And there we go. So from there, you want to disengage the slide lock and slide the barrel forward. Top slide out. There you go. There's the bottom view. And this is the top slide with the barrel. You're going to want to remove the spring in that pin. Now you have access to the barrel. There you go. There's the pin, spring. Next is the barrel. The barrel will slide off. I did want to mention that when I did remove this barrel, as you can see, there was a white mark on the bottom of the barrel. I'm not really sure what that was. It seemed like it was some kind of like white lithium grease or very like almost a white paint or something. I'm not sure what it was, but it was able to I was able to scratch it right off with my fingernail and just wipe it off with a rag. No big deal. It was something probably just something from the factory, leftover residue or something from the initial build of the gun, but it wasn't a big deal. Okay, I started cleaning the barrel first. Took my brush attachment, put it in some solvent, and started cleaning the barrel. This helps knock any of the big debris from the barrel and get you ready for your patches. Okay, so I started with the patch with a little bit of solvent on it to remove any of the carbon. I just basically keep doing this with a little tiny bit of solvent on each patch and just keep doing this until the patches start to run clean out of the barrel. I believe I went through about 4 or 5 patches before I removed all of the carbon deposits from the barrel. Like I said, take your time. You don't have to use too much solvent. A little goes a long way. Just keep using the patches until you get a clean patch coming through with no deposits on it. As you can see here, I'm pulling my last patch through the barrel. and it's coming out extremely clean. No residue, no carbon, no dust, no dirt. So the barrel is pretty much good to go. From here on, we can start moving on to the other parts of the gun. As you can see there, it's completely clean. So cleaning the other parts of the gun, I like to use a Q-tip and the solvent to get into the tight crevices and creases of the gun. The Bodyguard 380 is a very, very small gun, compact gun, so it's very difficult to clean it with just your fingers and a rag. Using the Q-tips definitely help getting into the smaller areas of the gun and getting all the dirt and the carbon and everything out of it. So as you can see here, this is just me going through all the different pieces of the gun, outside of the barrel, top of the slide, and then I'll go into the bottom slide of on the handle. Just a little solvent, like I said, goes a long way. So you don't need to completely saturate the Q-tip. Just get a little on there, work it in the crevices, and try to wipe it out with a dry Q-tip, and then go over it with a rag. Get a lot of the residue out. The only thing you want to really watch out for is just leaving any of the cotton fibers from the Q-tip getting lodged in any of the tight spots in the gun. So I'll just go over it with a rag and just make sure you get rid of all those. So at this point, I was finished cleaning everything. Now it's time to move on to oiling the gun. I kind of use the same method I did when cleaning the body. I like to use a Q-tip to get into the tight spots on the slide and the other tight areas on the handle and everything. So as you can see, the same goes with the oil as it did with the solvent. A little goes a long way. Applied a little bit here, worked it in with a Q-tip, and then go over it with a rag to take off any of the excess oil on the gun. You definitely want to go over all your areas that you lubed with the Q-tip or your rag and take off the excess. Excess oil attracts a lot of dust and dirt, so you only really need a really, really small film of oil to keep everything lubricated and moving as it should. So I'm going to fast forward this video now and kind of take you through all the steps and how I cleaned everything. And also make sure you lubricate everything. Lubricate the pin, lubricate your spring, lubricate any moving part. Even the takedown pin, it's just going to help you make the gun operate as it should and go back together easy. So after everything is lubricated, you're going to want to start your assembly. So here I am putting it back together as I took it apart. Putting the barrel back in the slide here. Get your pin on your spring, and then start assembly. So I'm gonna fast forward here and just go through it. It's pretty easy. It's only about 3 or 4 steps to put it back together. As you can see, I just wanted to show you that there's only really one way to put the pin and the spring back in. It can only go in one way. I tried it just to show you that it cannot go backwards. It's only one logical way it goes in. As in taking the takedown pin out, putting it in is a little difficult too. Like I said, there's a little spring mechanism in there that really holds it in secure. So you have to kind of work it in there, and once you do it a couple times, it's pretty easy. You get the hang of it. Just check to make sure the slide's working all right, and that everything functions as it should.